Hey guys, so this is Ellie and Sadie, and for our News of the Day presentation, we're going to be talking about family secrets, and specifically, we're going to be talking about the royal family and all of the drama between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So, first off, the definition of family secrets from the lecture is that it's information that's purposely hidden or concealed by one or more members. And we are going to be watching a recap of the interview between Prince Harry, Meghan, and Oprah that recently came out. It was about an hour and a half, but this one's just like a 5-minute recap about what was talked about. Basically, Prince Harry and Meghan ended up leaving the royal family for a variety of reasons, which will be revealed in the clip, and then we will discuss it further after the clip.
It was billed as a tell-all from a couple now outside the confines of the British monarchy.
I mean, that's the sad irony of the last 4 years, is I've advocated for so long for women to use their voice, and then I was silent.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
The latter.
The 2-hour interview comes amid mounting friction between Buckingham Palace and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The couple made the decision to leave the UK and their official royal roles nearly 2 years ago. In the interview, Meghan described what life was like for her in the royal family. She said when she was pregnant, palace officials spoke to the couple about the upcoming birth of their son Archie.
The conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title. And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
She says tabloid scrutiny and life within the royal family made her miserable and lonely. She says at her lowest point, she thought about committing suicide.
I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And that was a very clear and real and frightening constant thought.
Before this interview, Meghan accused the palace of orchestrating a smear campaign. Last week, the British newspaper The Times ran a report where sources claimed she treated some of her staff so badly that they quit. The palace, which normally is silent on anything published in the papers, said it was concerned about the allegations and would investigate, which it notably did not do over Prince Andrew's sexual abuse allegations.
Not only was I not being protected, but that they were willing to lie to protect other members of the family, but they weren't willing to tell the truth to protect me and my husband.
CBS reportedly paid at least $7 million to air the interview, which hit primetime in North America just hours after the Queen's own message.
Looking forward, relationships with others across the Commonwealth will remain important.
In that broadcast, there was no hint of the rift or some of the dark revelations made in the interview. Now, Meghan admitted that she was very naive when it came to marrying into the royal family. She didn't know just what to expect, but she said initially everybody was very welcoming to her. She said that really changed after the tour that she and Harry took to the South Pacific. After that, the couple said that they really felt trapped and felt they had no other option but to leave. Harry revealed, Ian, that last year he was basically cut off financially from the family. He talked about how disappointed he was in his father and the strained relationship there. And while most of the interview did focus on the couple's past, they did talk about the future. They're expecting their second child, and in that interview, Ian, they revealed that they're expecting a baby girl.
All right, Briar, thanks for this.
Welcome.
So royal watchers such as Sarika Bose are keeping a close eye on the interview tonight. She's a lecturer at UBC and joins us from here in Vancouver. So lots of details in there. Sarika, what are your thoughts about what you've just watched?
Well, I think the first thing that really I noticed was that I was hearing a narrative of overcoming injustice. And so I saw a lot of words and a lot of concepts underlying the interview, words like entrapment, marginalization, racism, financial insecurity, protection. All of these kinds of ideas ran through the entire interview, and two of the most important points that were mentioned many times were mental health and self-harm, as well as racism. And the idea was that there was a great deal of racist behavior once two things happened. One was the Australian tour, and one was the announcement of the new baby, and there was discussion about not giving the baby a title, discussion about the color of the baby's skin, and discussion really about racist attitudes in the royal family. And I think that particular discussion is probably the most damaging to the royal family.
And there's going to be a lot of discussion to come. We literally have 15 seconds, but let me just ask you, are you surprised at the level of candor in that interview?
I'm not very surprised, no.
All right, Sarika, thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so in that interview, we discovered two types of secrets that were revealed in the interview. The first one is a toxic secret. So a toxic secret is significant family issues and stories that create or that remain untold and unaddressed, and they poison family relationships and create stress and uncertainty. And so the secrets about Meghan's mental health and about like the skin color of the baby and the racism and stuff, she like tried to go to the authorities in the institution to get help, and like especially with her mental health, and they wouldn't help her. And so that, along with the racism, created a very toxic environment for the family, which is one of the reasons why Meghan and Harry and their baby decided to leave. And then a dangerous secret puts owners in emotional or physical danger. They cause severe turmoil that threatens the owner's capacity to function. And so clearly, Meghan's mental health and suicidal thoughts were a dangerous secret, because she was like, if I don't get help and if I don't get out of here, like, I want to die. And she said she doesn't want to be alive anymore. So it was necessary that they left in order to help her mental health.
And we found three main functions of this secret. First of all, defense, which is when people keep information from outsiders who may use that information against them. Basically, the royal family wouldn't help Meghan or acknowledge any of the problems they were having with racism or her suicidal thoughts and mental health, because they wanted to keep a good reputation from the public and basically save face, which goes hand in hand with evaluation, which is when people do things to help avoid negative judgment. So basically, Meghan and Harry came forward and explained everything because people were talking about them and their family, and they wanted to share the reality of it all and just show the world what was truly going on. And then in regards to communication, which is secrets that reflect general lack of open communication in a family environment. Overall, their family didn't discuss major issues that were going on and didn't know how to address these issues in a healthy and productive way. And then for criteria, there was a sense of urgency there, because there were so many rumors flying around about them, and they just wanted to be upfront with the public and talk about the mental health risk and just the issues that were going on in general. And then for family membership, Meghan and Harry no longer wanted to be a part of that toxic environment, so it was necessary to share these things so that it would make sense to the public as to why they ended up leaving the royal family. And then lastly, for relational security, Meghan and Harry's marriage is really important to them, and if they had stayed in the royal family, it would have negatively impacted their own immediate family, and the best way to do what was best for them was to leave the country and basically start a new life on their own. And then just some discussion questions for you guys. What would you do if you were Meghan and Harry in this situation? How do you think Meghan and Harry's choices impact their family relationships, both in their immediate family and the extended family, like the royal family in general? And do you think their decision to expose this information about the royal family was necessary?
Okay, so thank you for listening to our presentation, and then you can respond to these discussion questions in the forum post on Moodle.